Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session on building AI-ready teams, what leaders must do now. So it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Ashish D. Shah. Ashish is a seasoned AI advisor, technology strategist, and business leader with over 25 years of experience driving digital transformation and enterprise growth across global markets, including India, the US, GCC, and Europe. He currently serves as a CEO of Fusion Informatics and is an executive consultant at Consult AI 360, where he advises organization on AI strategy, governance, and responsible adoption. In addition to this, he actively contributes to the ecosystem as a mentor, board advisor, and industry leader across multiple global platforms. Ashish has worked closely with enterprises, startups, and government bodies, helping them translate AI from concept into measurable business impact with a strong focus on governance, scalability, and real-world application. What makes these sessions especially valuable is the practical, actionable perspective he brings, helping leaders not just understand AI, but effectively integrate into their teams and business strategy along with compliance. So today he'll be sharing insights on AI and human collaboration, identifying capability gaps in teams, and building a culture of continuous learning. So please join me in welcoming me, Mr. Ashish Disha. So over to you, Mr. Ashish.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patil, and it's my pleasure having you here. So, hello, namaste, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you so much for being here today. I'm really glad you could join us. So, over the next 60 minutes, we are going to do something that most AI sessions never do, never actually do. Okay, we are going to skip the confusing tech talk and give you a real practical plan that can start using with your team probably starting this week or maybe a next day. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ashish Shah, and I have spent 25 plus years working at the intersection of technology and leadership. So before we dive in, I want to say one thing clearly. This session is not about making you a tech expert. It is about making you a smart leader who knows enough about AI to make a good decision, ask the right question, and build a team that does not fall behind. So we have 60 minutes together. We will cover the history of AI, how it works, the words you need to know, a very exciting new type of AI called agentic AI, the best tools out there, and a full plan for building an AI team inside your organization. So one request before we begin, if you have not already done it, please open a new browser tab with ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude AI. A free account works perfectly fine. We will use it together during the session at some point of time. Okay, all right. So let us start with a quick poll to see where everyone is right now. Patil, can you just run the poll?
I'm doing it. So I
Okay.
request everybody to.
Yeah. So this is the something we need to understand where you are right now in the journey of the AI. Wonderful, wonderful. Most of the people are saying that they are already using AI in their daily work. Okay. Few people are saying that they are all experimenting with the AI tool occasionally. Okay. Very few people have that. They are just getting started. Great, 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 great. Okay. So we'll just wait for 5 seconds more and then we'll end up the poll. Okay. So for my experience, what I see AI means not the artificial, AI means IT. So earlier we have a terminology, information technology, where we'll be talking about the storing the, storing the data, manipulating the data. And what I mean for AI for IT is like intelligence technology, because which is a invisible technology, which is a hidden in the layer and works autonomously without any human interaction. So for me, AI for IT means it's an invisible technology. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your poll. And the simple was the question was to just know that key who are into the audience, and then we can take it from there. Okay. So whatever you wherever you are on the scale of today, by the time we finish, we will have a much clearer picture of where to go next and exactly how to get it there. Okay, let me go next. So I will not go too much detail in the history of the AI because most of the time we know it. Okay, but it's all the way back to the 1950. I know you might be thinking that, okay, why do I need to know AI history? As a business leader, not a history teacher. I understand that your question. But here it is why it is matter, because every big AI failure in the past 70 years happened because people jumped into AI before they understood it. And the fastest way to understand where AI is going is to understand where it has been. So when your boss or your board asks you, are we safe from an AI bubble bursting? You need to know what an AI winter actually is. And so let us go there now. Okay. I'll make it very quickly. So it's the 70 years old story, split it into the 5 chapters, and I'll just read it out and just give you a brief about it. So it was started in 1915 when a British mathematician called Alan Turing asked a simple but amazing question: Can machines think? And that question launched an entire field of science for the next 30 years. Researchers were incredibly excited. They built a program that could play chess, solve the puzzle, and understand the basic language. Everyone thought AI was just around the corner, but the reality hit twice. We had a 2 periods called AI winters, the time when the money stopped coming to fund this research, and the second, it was a no high-end computing power, so they were not able to make it successfully when they started, and it went quiet for a long time. But something has changed in around 2010. Two things came together. The internet had created enormous data across the world, and second, a new type of computer chip called GPU that can process all the data very fast. So suddenly AI could learn from examples in 2016, and AI called AlphaGo with the world chess champion Kasparov, and the world started paying attention to the AI again. In 2017, a team at Google published a research paper called Attention is All You Need. But that paper described the technology behind every modern AI tools or LLM which we use today. Be it a ChatGPT, Gemini, or Cloud, they all exist because of that one paper. And then in November 2022, everything changed. OpenAI launched ChatGPT, and within 60 days, 100 million people were using it. This is the fastest any product in all of human history has ever been adopted. Not just it was a tech history, but it's all of the history. And here is the big lesson I want to take from this slide, that every AI winter happened because people's excitement ran far ahead of what AI could actually do. What is different now? AI speaks your language, English, Hindi, Gujarati, French. You no longer need to be a tech expert to use it. This is the shift you are here to lead. So drop in a chat a question for you. What year was ChatGPT launched and how many days did it take to reach 100 million users? I want you to be an active participation, not the passive participation. So please drop in your message, drop in your answer to this question. What year was ChatGPT launched and how many days did it take to reach 100 million users? Am I expecting any answer? 2022 and 60 days? Yes. Right. 3 days. Yes. It's almost 3 days. What 24, right? Perfect. Great. Thank you very much for being active. So in this model, can be understood without writing a single line of computer code. But I promise I'm going to give you 3 simple layers. And by end of this section, you will be able to explain AI to everyone, whether this is in a board meeting or at a dinner party. Okay. I'll not go take too much time on this also, but just to understand the people who are in the room in the chat who are also having starting their journey on AI, and somebody are doing the experimenting of it. Okay, so think of AI as a three circle sitting inside each other like a Russian dolls. Okay, the first biggest circle is artificial intelligence. This is just a general term for any computer system that thinks like a human, or at least tries to. Your spam filter is AI, a Google Map is AI, your Netflix recommendation is AI, and AI has been around since 1950. It's a very big category. Inside that big circle, there is a small circle is called the machine learning. And this is where things get interesting. Okay, instead of a programmer writing rules like if the email contains this word, make it as a spam. And a machine learning system learns from the examples. You show it 1 million read emails, some labeled spam and some not spam, and it figure out the pattern by itself. That is how it gets better over a time, so and so. And the third circle inside the machine learning and inside the artificial intelligence is called the generative AI. And that is the newest and the most powerful layer. This is the AI that does not just shorting, but also the predicting. It creates the new text, image, voice, video, anything. Whenever you type a message to ChatGPT or a Claude or Gemini, that is a generative AI in action. Let me give you an example. Imagine you just hired a brand new employee, a normal software program like a calculator. It does exactly what you tell it, nothing more, nothing less. But machine learning is like a new hire who reads 10,000 examples of past work and learns your style from them. And generative AI is the same employee who can now write reports, answer emails, come up with the ideas, and summarize the meeting, all from one simple instruction from you. And here is the incredible part that AI employee has read more books, articles, and documents that any human being who has ever lived. All that knowledge is now available to you through a simple text box in your browser. Okay. So let us try right now. So we'll go with a one example so you'll get an idea. Can you open your ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini? Okay. I'll also open on my computer and try to copy this prompt. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. I'll just stop my screen and share it again to share my another window. Okay, let me copy paste this chat for you. Okay, sure. So I'm opening ChatGPT. You can guys also open the ChatGPT. I'll just type the prompt here in the meeting room. Okay, that's the meeting. Okay, let me type it in the meeting also. Hmm, Yes, here is the prompt. Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm copying paste here, pasting the paste here. Okay. You can do it at your end. Okay. So what it's doing? Have you tried at your end? So here we are not just asking AI a question, we are giving it a role that explain me a machine how the machine learning works for a team of 10 sales managers. So we are giving him a role for a sales manager. And we are giving also a limit that under 150 words, you make it answer into this 150 words. So this is the very specific format, a simple analogy that combines what makes the output useful instead of just generic. So this is the power of AI, where you are given a specific format. It gives you the very, very proper way of answer to your question or your query. Okay. So if you have seen that AI did not just explain machine learning, it explained in a way what a salesperson would immediately understand. And it made the correction itself without you having to explain it. So you take a role of sales manager and explain in a 150 word in a very, very layman's language. He explained it. And what you did in a 3 minutes, that is something your team can do every single day for training materials, for client explanation, for onboarding new staff, for simplifying complex reports. The possibilities are enormous. Now let us give a deeper section and go to the next session where we talk about. Uh, okay, here. Okay, so where uh, the terminology you need to understand as in a leader. Okay, this is a terminology, a slide. So stay with me because this module is actually one of the most powerful ones in this session. When you know these words, this terminology, you stop being the person in the room who nods politely while your tech team talks. Okay, you become the person who asks the question and change the direction of the conversation. So that is what these words gives you. We have got four groups. I'm going to move through them quickly. If any word surprise you, write it down or raise the hand and ask me it immediately. So this will be, an interactive session, and anytime you stuck, you just raise your hand. Okay. So group A, we have a four terms called algorithm, model, training data, hallucination. Algorithm, think it is as a recipe. We'll take it in a normal language. We'll feel like a food cooking recipe. A cooking recipe is an algorithm, and some steps, some ingredients, some and same result every time. The difference is AI algorithms use data instead of flour or any spices. The model, when people say ChatGPT or a cloud, they are really talking about the model. That's called LLM model. It is the finished AI that has been trained and packaged up for you to use, like a product of a factory lane or a fan you are buying from the showroom. Training data, this is everything AI learned from books, website, articles, codes. The quantity of the training data and the quality of the training data directly affects the AI. Better data in, better data out. So better the garbage in, garbage out. The same thing. Hallucination, most of the people might have heard this word, but this is a term, this is the one of the major risks for the enterprises because AI will sometimes make things up and say them very confidently like it is not lying. So it is a limitation of how the technology works. AI predicts the most likely the next word, not the most true next word. So this is why you must always check important AI outputs before using them. And this is the first number of these for the enterprise organization. The group B consists of prompt, context window, token, and the temperature. So prompt, that is your instruction to the AI, the words you type, and here's the key insight that the better you prompt, the better the output. So prompting is a skill you can learn and improve, and that will also, reduce the cost and the token of the your paid subscription. So we'll do it that today if we got a chance. Context window, this is the AI short-term memory in a conversation. Most of the people have heard, watched the movie Gajini when Amir Khan has a very short-term memory problem. He was just only remembering a couple of things only. So the same thing, every chat session has a limit to how much it can hold. Very long conversation can use the AI to forget what was said at the start. So think of it like a notebook, then you can only hold a certain number of the pages. Token, the basic unit of a text that AI processes. Roughly three-quarter of a word, most paid AI tools charge you based on how many tokens you use. So it's a breakdown. So when you write a sentence, it breaks down into a token. The chunk of the text will break down in a token, and then they pass it to the LLM and then get the response. So you have to make sure that that's why it's very important to write your prompt very precisely in the first or second go. Okay. And understanding tokens helps you manage the cost as your team grow. Temperature, this is my favorite term because imagine a dial like a phone dial. At zero, the AI gives you the most factual, predictable, safe answer. And at the one, the AI is in a full creative mode. Surprising, the inventive, and occasionally a bit wild also. For data analysis, keep the temperature low. For brainstorming, turn it off. You can keep it at a high. Nowadays, in the ChatGPT Cloud, you can see there are some of the options: the fast, deep thinking, normal thinking. So then, based on your requirement, like if you want a very detailed one report, detailed creativity one, or detailed research one, you can use the deep thinking or thinking model. Okay. The group C consists of LLM, RAG, fine-tuning, and API. This is a little bit more technical terms which people, the development company use it when they are developing agentic AI solutions or developing any AI models. So LLM stands for large language model. Then we have a SLM, that's called the short language model. This is the technical category that ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini all belongs to. They were trained on a huge amounts of text and learned to generate human-like language. So when your tech team says LLM, this is what they mean. RAG is the retrieval augmented generation. This one is the very important for business because I mentioned earlier that hallucination problem, that's the first number of risk for all the enterprises. So they use the RAG to reduce that hallucination problem. By default, AI only knows what it was trained in, right? So RAG lets you connect the AI to your own documents, your data repository, your guidelines, your policies, your own database, and that answer the question in a very accurate manner. So this is how you can also build a customer service AI that knows your product range or can understand the customer's complaints as well, also from your past records. Fine tuning, that's for taking a general AI model and training it to further using your own data. The result is an AI that specializes in your specific need. For an example, you are having a business which has a very domain specific or very specific to a knowledge like a legal or medical or healthcare. Then you have to not only do a RAG, but also you have to do a fine tuning to your model to give a very specific information out as an output from your domain specific data. Okay, this is more expensive, but much more powerful for specific use cases like Perplexity. We use the Perplexity for the more research kind of thing. They also have more citation than the other LLM model. API is the application programming interface, which can able to connect the bridge between the database and the front end and the back end system. So that's all technical terminology we are calling. Now we have a MCP on top of the API. The MCP is combining all the API, and we don't need to do individual integration of the API. You can do the MCP and can connect with the other agent as well. And the group D, it's more on the AI governance. That's also very important for the leaders and the CXO and the senior people who need to understand because when you are implementing any AI system in your organization or whether you are developing or whether you are deploying for any client, this is very, very crucial. You are aware about the GDPR rules, DPDP Act. Now European has a EU AI Act, US has a NIST risk framework, and now all the most of the countries are coming up with their own AI governance policies, frameworks, and the law. So in that, the AI bias is that AI bias we call when the data used in the to train while training the model can have an unfairness or a discrimination and AI will repeat that same discrimination. You might have heard about the use cases of the Amazon recruitment uh, application AI, which was directly rejecting all the women when they are applying for the interview, because that the model was not trained on the any woman biodata. Okay. AI governance is a rule book for all the organization about the AI. So which tools you should approve, which what data can be used, who's responsible for what, and how you handle problems when they occur. This is a playbook for the for every organization who are want to implement the AI into their businesses. Okay. Shadow AI, it's like in the organization, most of the people are using the AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude. So they are indirectly using the tools, and might be they are passing the data or putting the company's confidential data on the AI tools to get the response output. So this is a very, need attention by the leaders, because in surveys between 17 and 80% of employees admit to using personal. In fact, when we started, we took the poll, we found that more than 50% people are already using the AI. Okay. But they do not inform, or even the IT manager in your organization doesn't know that somebody are using the AI. That's called the shadow AI. And it's not a future problem. It is happening in currently also in your organization. So it's a problem. Okay. The only solution is very clear and fair, that you should have a AI policy in place. Agentic AI, I have saved this one for last in the group deliberately. So today we'll talk about the agentic AI in today's session, because we are going to spend the entire next module on it. Okay. For now, just hold on into this idea, because this is a very promising and viral things. Agentic AI since 2025, people are talking about only on this. Okay. Okay. So, most people in the room have only ever used AI in one way. You type something, it replies, one message in, one message back. That is called reactive AI. It is useful, but it is just the beginning. So when you have already tried, you already started using it, they know that what is this, okay? Because you're just typing and you're getting the response. But agentic AI is completely different. Instead of waiting for your next instruction, it is given a goal. So in the generative AI, what you are doing, you are giving them a format, or you are giving them a role, and then ask them to and give them the instruction to do it. But in agentic AI, it's a bit different. So there you are defining the goal, that I want to create a document. That's it. Then he will think about themselves. He will understand your context and create the output. So this is a completely a goal-based mechanism. Generative AI is a completely instruction-based uh, model, the techniques. Okay. So it plans out how to achieve that goal by itself. It uses different tools. It checks its own work, and it keeps going until the job is done. Maybe you people have started using the chat GPT or maybe Claude. When you are typing something, they are saying it's a thinking, manifesting, creating, doing. So this is all agentic AI activity they are doing it. Okay, and sometimes you are not touching it. If you are just giving the prompt that I want a PPT for 10 pages, I want a marketing persona PPT, just give the goal. He will start thinking that you are a marketing person, asking the question in between, asking your persona, and then they create the slide automatically. Okay. However, however, there is another terminology, it's called multi-agent network, where agents talk to another agent, and that's use the MCP. If you have tried Claude, and if you connect your Zomato MCP with the Claude, and you give a command on the Claude that, okay, I want to place order a pizza, it directly checks your profile on over the Zomato, then it's see your past history, see your location, and directly place an order. Okay, so that's how this multi-agent network works. Today, most of the organizations are at level 1 and 2, and level 3 and 4 are arriving faster than most leaders are realizing it. So the people who are already experimenting or already working on 1 and 2 should focus on the level 3 and 4. Okay. So reactive AI, this is the where most people start. You type a question and all, and then you have a conversational AI, then you have a agentic AI, and then you have a multi-agent, right? Okay. So in agentic AI can have a many things. They can do many things in your organization. But there are main six things. There are six things AI agents are doing in real business right now. For an example, we'll take a sales department. You can write a prompt that, okay, find if you already have your Claude and ChatGPT or Gemini open, please you can try to work this prompt as well. Okay. You can type in find 20 potential clients who match our ideal customer, write them personalized outreach emails and add them to a Salesforce. The agent searches LinkedIn, filter the companies by size and the industry, writes 20 different emails, and each one referencing something specific about that company, and logs all of them into your CRM. This is something a salesperson can take 2 days of time to do it. They will do in just 20 minutes. Maybe you can try it right now, or maybe you can later on. I'll share you that prompt, library. But this is something that the power of that agentic AI. The HR people, who are people are dealing or working in the HR profile, they can do a screening of 100 CVs for one job position and can ask them to shortlist top 10 profile who is having a high score. The agent will start reading the CV, scores the each person against the job criteria, ranks them, and give you a structured report showing its reasoning. And this HR job shifts from reading 100 CVs to reviewing the top 10. It just in a couple of minutes it can be done. So that's how you can save that time and improve the productivity. Same it goes with the marketing, where you can ask the ChatGPT or Claude that monitor our three main competitors every day and email me a summary every Friday morning. Then agent will visit their website, social media pages every day, picks up everything new what they have introduced or launched or any news about it, and deliver a clear summary to your inbox every Friday automatically. So you just need to open your email on the Friday and to see what was happened in the last week, what they have introduced, what problem they have faced, or something like that. And then based on that, you create your strategy as well. Take an example of the finance. You can put it your data, make sure that you should put the dummy data, not the real sensitive live data. And ask the ChatGPT, it look at last quarter's my expense report and flag anything more than 15% over budget. So you have a budget limit, and if any expenses have incurred more than 50% of that limit, should report me and brief to the CFO. The agent will process all the data, finds the unusual numbers, and write a professional report ready for your CFO to read. Okay. What is the common thread in all of this? Okay. A human sets the goal at the start. A human reviews the result at the end. The agent handles everything in the middle. That's why I call this an invisible technology. And that is the model, and that is the governance principle which also we need to keep in the mind. Okay. So these are the different use cases you can try for the operation as well. You can try it with the customer IT support as well. But this is how this will work agentic AI. And that's why most of the enterprise, most of the leaders are start adopting the enterprise this agentic AI into their businesses and their organizations.
I had a
Okay.
question, Mr. Ashish.
Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry, I am not able to see your raise hand. I think, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. In the previous slideshow, the case, the use cases what you showed. So in the previous, much before slideshow, you mentioned you gave the differentiation between RAG and API. So RAG, it means it connects with the internal the data, and the
Hmm.
APIs which will connect to the systems like Salesforce, CRM, and stuff. So this would be a API connection only, right? If my understanding.
Yeah, API for terminology, which helps you to connect with the external database or any software through the API interface.
Okay.
RAG means that you are feeding your data to the model, either
Okay.
API or either you just upload it or you give them training like that in using the vector database.
Okay, okay, got it. So I had one query since you spoke about in the first one, the sales part of it, find 20 leads, where it connects to LinkedIn and it filters and it emails.
Hmm.
So because I keep interacting with a lot of clients, so there are certain small, medium enterprises companies, and there are medium and large. So for the smaller companies, how easy or difficult is it to include, incorporate AI, which will help them in being more productive doing such activities?
So that will cover into today's session also after having a couple of slides. But how I
Okay,
just briefly answer to your question because a small company will have a very limited team size. Okay, so ideally, what we do, we identify what are the major manual work you are doing and wasting your time on it, which doesn't require your brain to do it. Okay, it's like a repetitive task or mundane task. We pick up that use cases and then we'll suggest that how you can do it or automate
sure,
it. You
sure, sure.
can be spending
Thank
a
you.
couple of minutes, you can do it, or maybe you just set the agentic AI and can make it on a completely autonomous mode. Okay. Right? Shall I move ahead?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So, as we know that the with the great power comes great responsibility. And this is the very seriously when you are implementing the AI, agentic AI, genetic AI, it always comes with a major risk as well, like hallucination, bias model, data model drifting, and all lot of issues are there. And you don't know that who are using your data, your company's data, and putting on the open the free accounts. Okay. So agentic AI is powerful, but it also comes with the risks that are different from a simple chatbot. Earlier, we were talking about the AI chatbot because of static information. But then you add your knowledge base using the RAG methodology, then it will give you the proper answer. Okay. But there are five things as a leader you should know and understand when you are implementing the AI into your organization. The first is the hallucinations. Okay. We already know AI can make things up when chatting, but with an agent that has access to your email, your calendar, your CRM, a mistake is not just a wrong answer. Okay, it is a wrong action in the real world. If you have heard about it a couple of weeks ago, a company put it the agentic AI to deploy his code on the server, but there was some mistake and it deleted all his previous database online. So in this such scenario happens. Okay, so sending an email to the because when you do it, sometime it will send in a wrong email to the wrong person also. Can delete the wrong file also. Booking can book the wrong meeting as well. So you have to make a human check before the agent does anything that cannot be un undone. So unless and until you don't reach to a benchmark or a confidence level of above 90-95%, you have to make sure that you have to overlook or you have to be remain before it do of any action. Second is your data exposure. When you give an agent access to your system, be very specific about what it can see. It should only access the data it needs for that specific job, not your entire company database. Think of it like giving a contractor access to only the room they are working on it. Okay, not every room's in the building. Third, runaway loops. So agents can get stuck. They try something, it fails, and they try again. Okay, and again under hundred of times. So without limits, this can cost you a lot in AI usage or create hundreds of duplicate records in your system. So always set a maximum number of tries and a cost limit when you are deploying or when you are trying the agent AI. Okay. Bias, this is the perhaps the most serious one. An AI agent that screens job application or approves credit request can repeat a bias decisions thousands of times per day. Like we spoke about one example of Amazon, right? So you must regularly check what decisions your agents are making, especially in anything that affects people's opportunity. So sometimes what happens, people have deployed agentic AI, okay, it's the threshold limit is already achieved, your confidence level is achieved. Now they don't look at that. They don't, monitor even that. But you need to make sure that every a certain regular interval, you have to keep monitoring it. And the last one is the accountability gap. Because when an AI agent makes a costly mistake, you need be, who will be the answerable? Who will be the responsible? The answer cannot be the AI made the decision, right? So every agent must have a named human owner who are deploying or developing or write a description of it, what is allowed to do, and a full log of every action. Okay. The one rule I want you to remember from this slide is that never deploy an AI agent faster than you can check it. Start with a small, build the trust, and then you give the full autonomy to it. Okay. Now, most of the people know these are the big four AI ask system. Okay, and everybody knows that what they are offering. The reason why I'm putting over here, okay, that you need to understand the difference between all different tools and LLM model, and then you have to pick up which is a best fit for your organization in terms of the risk, in terms of the scalability, pricing, context, and usage. Okay, what I am giving you to this is the something I'm going to give you a map who that's you can find your starting point, and then we can go to the next stage. So this is the like chart for top LLM model where you can uh, give the same prompt and do research on all four different model and see which is giving the better option. Okay. So now I'm giving you the roadmap that how can build your AI team. So there are 5 phases from zero to AI operational. So you ask the question for a small team or a big team, you need to understand this roadmap properly. The first step, okay, the first step is diagnosis. So you cannot build something you have not measured, okay? For an example, you send a 5-minute survey to your whole team and then ask, what AI tools do you currently use in your organization? If it is a small or mid or enterprise, you should ask this. Okay. How often you are using? For what tasks you are using? And then ask your IT guys or yourself to check what browser tools and apps are being used without official approval within your organization. So that is your shadow AI map. And then you ask your team, who would you go to with an AI question? The most people out of this, they will trace one of the person who can become your AI champion. Okay, so this is the first audit you have to do it in your organization and ask them who will take this responsibility. Okay. Second is your design phase, where before buying any tools or run anything, design your structure, decide which team model is right for you. Write your first AI usage policy. List the tools you will approve and why. That is the foundation that makes everything else work. So skipping this phase, you will spend twice as long fixing problem later. So these are the two fundamental steps before you implement AI, be it say small or medium or large enterprise. The third is your main action mode where you are starting building it. So formally, you can recognize the one of the person who are taking a responsibility as an AI champion. Give them a time each week to learn and teach others. Run the role specific training. So if somebody's an HR department is there or somebody's HR person is there, that AI champion will teach him or her about the HR related training. Okay, no one basic you can cover the basic fundamental concept, but then you go to role specific training with them. Okay, but for everyone, like a specific session for sales, HR, finance, like that. Now start a shared prompt library. So you create a prompt library and put it your and give them to use it. Okay. And then track result day by day or every day or every alternative day. Then in the third and between the third and the 6 months, you can scale this team because you already have an early adopter who are using the AI properly in a structured way, in a disciplined way, in a governance way, and then ask them to share their experience in the meetings. Then run the monthly show to see what they have learned, what they have produced, what they have, made an impact in your organization. And then you set a performance goal. You can also create a scoreboard for all different department who is using the AI, and then you celebrate. It's like a team spirit you normally people do in the performance metrics organization in every organization. Okay, and then where AI stops being a project and becomes a part of you, who you are as an organization, it starts showing up in your strategy presentation. So every new hire gets access on their AI skills because you are now already AI ready organization. And your team regularly brings you AI powered idea for improving your products and services or any operations and model. So that's how you can lead your organization become a AI ready. Okay. But the most common mistakes I have seen, leaders are jumping straight to phase three, buying the tools and running training. In fact, many people know that okay, ChatGPT, the cloud is there, all that. They just start using it, starting implementing in the organization. But without doing phase one and phase two, if you skip the foundation, you get shadow AI, wasting the money. You get frustration. Your data, sensitive data, your confidential data will go to the public. So take the time to diagnosis and design first. It's always a worth of it. Okay. Now, how do you structure your team? Okay, it's also very important. And there are four models the way you can structure in your organization, your AI team. Okay. So first is the centralized center of excellence. So you can build a dedicated AI team that everyone goes for an AI project. So now you create a team of couple of people who are AI expert, then HR team, HR department, finance department, sales department. Everybody goes to that AI department, excellence center, and then after that, okay, I have to do this. I need a training. I have to implement this AI and all this stuff. Okay. This is great for the large organization who need consistency and proper governance. But the risk is that it can become a bottleneck because business teams wants to move quickly, and then central team have a lot of pending tasks from all the departments. So this will not work. There is a certain risk over there. The second is that a federated model. So this is for the mid-size organization. So you have a identify AI champions in each department. Okay. In HR, you have one AI champion. In finance, you have AI champion. And they all coordinated by one central AI lead. It is faster and closer to the business problem. But the risk is that without strong coordination, even if they are not coordinating within the department, the different teams end up with the different standards and duplication work. So you have to make sure that this will not happen. The third is the embedded model, who having a small team, which has a less than 100 people team, that every person on the teams own their own AI skill. So like in a HR, you might have a three people, everybody will knowing the AI skill. And there is no central department or central function you require. This really works very fast for a small and fast moving teams. The only risk is that without someone owning the policy, it is very hard to maintain the good governance. Okay, so you have to make sure that this is also be compliant and have to be structured in a proper way. The last one is the hybrid model. This is the model that most of the organizations are using it up to a mid-size organization. And that this model have a small central AI team, two or three people to start with that. They set the policies, approves the tools, and runs the learning program. And these champions in each function drive actual adoption on the ground. So you have a one team who are creating all the policies, approving the tools, buying the tools, and learn and doing the learning program. And then you have a champions in your HR department, finance department, sales department. They are actually driving this adoption in that particular department. So you get the benefits of both the approaches, and this is the right starting point for the most organization in this room. Small team can have work in a different way, but this is the a team above than 20, 25 people to a large organization, they can go with the hybrid model. So whatever model you choose, there are five roles that every AI ready organization needs. An AI strategy lead. If you do not have, you can consult with somebody like me as a AI strategy advisor who can guide you. AI champion per department, because that's the person you require to upskill them, give a education, give a training, give the awareness to them. Okay. You can hire Skill.me or any other learning training school who can help you to teach them and make them AI champion. Then a data and AI analyst who works on the data side, on the programming side, and AI governance lead. This AI governance lead also you can hire somebody as a consultant if you are a small and medium sized company. Otherwise, you can have in-house if you have a large organization. And an AI trainer. So AI trainers is similar. Either your AI, your central team can also train them, or maybe you can hire somebody who can train your team. Okay. So these are the five roles, people you require when you want to make an AI-ready organization at a full scale. Okay. And four of those five should be people you already have. Just promote them within your organization. And the people who knows your business are the ones who will get the most from the AI. So instead of by hiring somebody from outside, if your person is not willing to do it, that's a different story. But if your person is willing to do it, train them, upskill them because they know your business much better. Okay. So that is the thing. And this is the roadmap 30, 60, 90 days, your action plan from where you can start. And I'll share it to you over the, after the email. Okay. I have seen that key after the training session, the change nothing are the ones where people have feeling inspired and then nothing happens on the Monday morning. So I am determined that today is not that kind of session, and what I am going to share how this specific sequence of action for you as a leader and for your team across the next 90 days you commit to at least one action before you close this window today. So Mr. Patel, if you can run the poll, and I want your commitment what you will do in the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. One moment. I just launched the poll.
But before that poll, I'll just run it. Okay, no problem. You
Sure.
can do. But I'll just brief it. Uh, this is the what you have to do in the 30 days runtime. You create the AI readiness audit. Okay. So you can ask the in your organization at where or at what level you are, what tools they are using, what for what purpose they are using. So you can create a AI readiness to assessment in next 30 days. Okay. Then you can identify your AI champion who can be take a lead in the next quarter. Okay. So that's the your first 30 days start. Then in the next 30 to 60 days, you can build the system, run the role specific AI workshop within your organization. AI for sales, AI for HR, AI for finance, no generic session. Okay. And then create your prompt library, share with them and ask them to start using it day to day time. And then also measure that the result of it. And then in the next 60 to 90 days, you can scale it up. Okay. Present the ROI numbers to your leadership team. So show them how much time you have saved, what the productivity you have increased, what are the new things you have learned from it, that you can do it in 60 to 90 days. Okay, so I want you to open your workbook right now and pick one action from the first 30 days column, write it down in your diary, or maybe you can give the poll into this poll which Patil has raised. Okay, only 5 people have polled just now out
Oh,
of 20
16.
people.
Yeah.
I want everyone to poll. What one thing you will commit to do next 30 to 90 days? from now?
So I see primarily since it's a smaller group, so people want to try AI for a daily task. So
So that's the difference you've seen because when we started a poll earlier, Patil,
most
many
of them are already using it.
yeah, and now they are putting that okay, I want to try it daily task. So now they're changing their their score from AI confidence to a down.
Yes.
Okay, okay, great, great, great,
Okay,
wonderful.
I think I'll end the poll. Thank you everybody for participating in the poll. As we come to the end of the session, I would thank everyone for joining us today. And as we discussed, building AI-ready teams is no longer a future priority. It is something leaders need to act on now. So whether it's redefining how humans and AI collaborate, identifying capability gaps, or fostering a culture of continuous learning, the role of leadership is critical in driving this shift. So a big thank you to Mr. Ashish Disha for sharing such practical and insightful perspectives with us today. We hope you are taking away a few actionable ideas to the participants, that addressing so that you can start applying within your teams right away. So thank you once again for your time and have a great day. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
And
Thank you so much for your time, your questions, and your energy today. And here is my contact detail. You can reach out to me over the LinkedIn. I will be happy to answer any questions you have either in the chat. Maybe we can open for the FAQ for 5 minutes. Patil, if you feel we do not have a short of time, then we can do it that.
yeah, if there's any way, I'll just stop the recording for a moment.
Sure.